What's up guys, it's your girl Tracy, and today I thought I'd talk about 10 reasons why you're not progressing. The examples that I'm going to use throughout this video are going to probably be related to me, but a lot of them, with the 10 points, you can relate them to yourself and use them to reflect on how you might not be progressing as you want to be. So let's get started with the video. So the first reason why you might not be progressing is procrastination. So procrastination is obviously pushing things forward, not doing them when you could be doing them. The reason I think we do procrastination is because we know we have time. Whatever it is we need to do, we know that it's not priority, and therefore we don't make it priority. Another reason why we might procrastinate is because we just find the work too hard to get started, or we find it too much to get started, and so we think, I don't really want to start climbing this mountain, let me not do this right now, let me just chill out. And the thing is, you will never progress in something that you've never started. So one way I'd say to get over procrastination is to just give yourself the chance to start. Whatever it is you want to do, whether it's weight loss you want to do, whether it's homework that you want to do, whether it's a business that you want to start, just start it and then the rest will follow through. And the more you do it, the more you'll see you'll get into it. The second reason why you might not be progressing is because you don't give yourself a break. I think sometimes when we don't give ourselves a break, we start to work less efficiently, less quickly, less effectively. So for me, for example, a lot of the times when I was revising for my exams, I made sure that I would take periods out of time to relax. That way when I come back in, I come back a bit more refreshed, and then I'm ready to actually take on information, as opposed to me just pushing through thinking, yes, I'm doing 18 hours of work, and then only an hour's worth has gone in. So definitely taking a break allows you to progress at a better rate. The third reason that might be slowing down our progression is not allowing ourselves to see progress. So I know a lot of people experience this, for example in weight loss. They start something and then within the first week they expect to be absolutely sculpted and molded, and their body is just mwah. Or you started doing YouTube videos and you expect your YouTube videos to have reached 100,000 views. Being discouraged by not seeing the progress comes with not allowing yourself to make short-term goals. Short-term goals are so important because sometimes when we're focusing on the real big thing that we want, and then we haven't reached it, we get discouraged, but we don't actually realize how much we've already accomplished. I think sometimes we're a little bit hard on ourselves and we expect a little bit too much too soon. So the fourth reason why we might not be progressing is of other people. Now, other people can affect you in two different ways. The first way is they can be a distraction. There are some people who can work effectively and still kind of get distracted, as you say. They can still be entertained by people and still get their work done. But if you are somebody who gets distracted by people, if you are hanging around with the wrong people that are stopping your life from progressing in the way that it should be, that is a big hindrance. Another way is other people can talk negatively or impact you negatively. People can also demotivate you. They don't believe in you. They don't support you. Analyze the people in your life. Are there certain people that are holding you back? Are there certain people that aren't encouraging you, motivating you, giving you tips to improve and progress? Because if they are, you need to decide right now that if you want to progress, whether they are worth keeping in your life. Another reason why we might not be progressing is laziness or motivation. This links to not seeing the small progressions that you have made. So we're doing something and then suddenly we just lose motivation because something is not happening the way we want it. Things aren't shifting, things aren't changing, and that can hinder us because we stop doing what we want to do. And then again, we are not progressing at all. For me, when I was doing my A-levels, one thing that kept me in motivation and kept me progressing and kept me working hard was remembering that my big goal was trying to get my A's, trying to get into university. And I also tried to remember that it's only 2 years of my life, so keeping little things, keeping little reasons as to why you're doing what you're doing will motivate you and keep you progressing. The seventh reason why we might not be progressing is we are too comfortable. Being comfortable and laziness are not the same thing. Being comfortable means you are happy to do the same things day in, day out, and you're not moving, whereas laziness is more like you just don't want to do it at all. The thing with being comfortable is that we've decided this is my peak. this is the climax of my life, this is the climax of the season, and I'm not going to do any more. Now, one thing I do want to stress is that being comfortable is sometimes okay. The Bible says that it's better to be comfortable and relaxed with working with one hand than to be toiling and struggling working with two hands. That means sometimes you don't have to carry on trying to build yourself. The best thing for you is to relax, is to be content with what you have. But when you know that there is greater in you, try to be greater. It doesn't mean that you have to be doing great things all the time, but definitely be doing things, making yourself better, working on yourself. You know, self-development is always there to be done. There isn't a point where you are the perfect you. There's always something to improve. Progressing in yourself, making yourself better, I think that is something that we can never get too comfortable with. The 8th reason why we might not be progressing is we don't believe in yourself. You can't accomplish something if you don't believe it's going to be accomplished. Even if it's the small things. You know, sometimes when you do something and you didn't expect it to work, but the fact that you still tried shows in some way you still believed it would work. It's important to believe in yourself. That way we're able to progress because we're able to try new things without feeling, oh, I'm gonna fail. Lack of self-belief also leads on to my 9th point, which is comparing ourselves. We believe that people have just progressed so much further than us because we're looking at them, we're looking at how far they are, that we don't believe that we are going to be in the same position. At the end of the day, our progressions are different, our paces are different. Nobody on this earth is running parallel to each other. There are no two people who are exactly alike. Too many times when I was in school, I used to hear people say, I give up. And the reason partly that they gave up was because everybody else, or majority of the class, were doing well. They were understanding the work, they were getting great grades in their exams, but they weren't. And they got discouraged because they were looking at other people and how other people were progressing. And as a result, they stopped their progression. They said, no, this is where it ends because obviously I'm not getting it and everybody else is getting it. Give up on comparing yourself with other people and allow yourself to go at your own pace. That way you won't feel as if it's such a challenge when you are completing things on your own tick list. It feels so much more like you're progressing than when you're trying to tick off somebody else's list. And the 10th and final reason why we might not be progressing is we lose focus of the big goal. In people like me, I will admit I am a stop-start person. I will start one thing and then I will stop it because I just kind of lose focus on why I started it in the first place, and therefore I lose motivation, I lose direction, and then I'm onto something else. And this can be a really bad hindrance to progression because you never allow one thing or a couple of things to grow because you're constantly tasting everything, but you're not really just eating one meal, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but what I'm trying to say is sometimes we lose our commitment to the goal. Thank you guys so much for watching. If any of you have related to any of the points that I've said, then maybe that is something that we need to work on and we need to improve on in order to progress in the way we're going. But as for now, thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video. What's up guys, so today I thought I'd do a video on comparing ourselves and why it is toxic to us. So typically when we compare ourselves, we compare the negative aspects of us to the positive aspects of somebody else.